Hi, and welcome to the Eteach product webinar series, Safeguarding Children, Practices for Conscientious Recruitment. My name is Samantha Gibson, and I'm the Compliance Officer for Eteach Group. At first glance, safeguarding can be a very scary topic, but don't worry, I'll guide you through this. When you implement the correct procedures, it becomes more palatable. These set procedures are in place to ensure any concerns or inconsistencies don't go under the radar. I'm here to break down how safeguarding affects recruitment into bite-sized chunks so you can be fully aware on how to recruit safely. As always, if you have any safeguarding concerns, always consult your institution's designated senior person and the appropriate government guidance. Safeguarding needs to be taken into account covering adverts, application forms, shortlisting, employment history and references, and selections. We will cover this further throughout the webinar. At the start of our candidate's journey, they should be made aware of all safeguarding practices that your school or college are following, and they will also be required to follow these measures. This needs to be detailed in the job advert. On top of this, you must include details of the safeguarding responsibility that the specific job will entail. You can do this in the job description or the personal specification. Jobs posted using an Eteach Group ATS have a safeguarding statement that can be found at the end of every job advert. Administrators can edit and pull through their own bespoke safeguarding commitment. Schools and colleges may also want to use this space to detail any fair recruitment practices they are undertaking. There are set questions that should be asked to all applicants, including their full employment history, plus reasons of any gaps, details of their present or last employment, and their reason for leaving, any qualifications, including the awarding body and date of the award. These specific questions are included in the Eteach Group online application form. All schools and colleges will need to stipulate in the application form that it is an offence to apply for a position if a candidate has been previously barred from working with children. This should be done at the application stage, so you can do this via application instructions or within the application form. If you are using the Eteach Group online application form, this is included as part of the form before the candidate completes the application. At least 2 people should carry out the shortlisting exercise, and the same 2 people should ideally be involved in the interview. Once shortlisted, candidates should be asked to complete a self-declaration of their criminal record to identify anything that might make them unsuitable to work with children. This should not be requested beforehand, as the information should not be used to decide which candidates are shortlisted. The self-declaration should be signed by the candidate. When this is electronic, a hard copy should be signed at interview stage. On top of this, those responsible for shortlisting should also look for gaps in employment and any reasons that have been given. Schools may want to carry out online searches of shortlisted candidates as part of due diligence. All the information gained from the self-declaration, gaps in employment and online searches should be used to identify any concerns and/or incidences that have taken place in the candidate's previous employment to be discussed at the interview stage. To help our clients that are following these guidelines, we have added best practice email template to the client portal requesting a candidate's self-declaration, which can be used or adapted as necessary. The purpose of collecting references is for employers to have factual information to support decisions. Where possible, references should be selected before interview so that any concerns can be explored and discussed with the candidate at interview stage. One of the references should come from the candidate's current or most recent employer and should come from a senior person with appropriate authority. If the most recent employer is a school or college, this should be the head teacher or principal. The reference should include the candidate's reason for leaving their current or most recent employment and should provide facts, not opinions, of any safeguarding concerns or allegations. They should not include information that is unsubstantiated, unfounded, false, or malicious. When candidates are applying for a job using the Eteach Group online application form, they are given direction on the kind of referees expected to save the school or college having to go back and seek an alternative referee. It's important that those interviewing and involved in the selection process agree to structured questions before the interviews begin. This is to identify any potential areas of concern and to determine the candidate's suitability to work with children. Areas of concern, according to the Keeping Children Safe in Education site, include implications that adults and children are equal, lack of recognition and or understanding of the vulnerability of children, inappropriate idealisation of children, inadequate understanding of appropriate boundaries between adults and children, indicators of negative safeguarding behaviours. Any information gauged from the candidate's self-declaration or references should be considered in circumstances of each individual case. It is recognised as good practice to involve students in the recruitment process in an appropriate way. This could include supervised interaction, for example, demo lessons. All of the information gained at shortlisting and interview stage should be recorded in detail, including the decisions that were made. Using software such as the Eteach Group's client portal will help you keep record of why decisions were made. The recruiting pipeline allows for a collaborative hiring with notes and at-mention features. All data is stored in an encrypted GDPR-compliant database. In summary, you need to be conscious of safeguarding throughout the entire recruitment process. By following safer recruitment guidelines, your school can maintain a secure environment for all of its students. The Eteach Group can support you with this process with our online application form and ATS software. Thank you for listening. If you have any queries, you can email our team at product@eteach.com.